Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Karen with Fairy Garden Bath. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you could be here. In today's video, we are making a foaming coffee scrub. So it's similar to a foaming sugar scrub, but instead of using the sugar as the exfoliant, we are going to be using coffee grounds. So let's get right to it. First thing we need is our foaming butter base. Now I bought this off of a company called Soap & More, and they're out of Calgary, Alberta. And they're 180 grams, and I've got it all weighed out already. Next up, we have our coffee, which I'm using 75 grams of coffee grounds. Next up, we have Apricot Kernel Oil at 3.9 grams. And I'm also putting in some jojoba oil, and also at 3.9 grams. I am putting in some glycerin at 30 grams, and that is our humectant. And I'm putting in a preservative. I'm using liquid Germall Plus at 1.5 grams. I'm putting in a little bit of vitamin E at 1.5 grams. And I'm putting in some coffee essential oil, and I'm putting in 4.2 grams. So let's get it all mixed up. The first thing we need to do is get the base mixed. So I'm going to use my stand mixer, and this is my dedicated mixer for bath products only. I don't use this for cooking or anything like that. And we're just going to have to whip it up for probably 5 to 10 minutes. And as you can see, I did actually have to change the attachment. I had to switch to the paddle attachment for my stand mixer because the whisk type one wasn't whipping it up good enough. So I used the paddle attachment. And here I am, I'm just adding in all the oils. And there goes in the glycerin. And once we have everything all into the bowl, I'm going to give it another mix. And we're going to mix it for just, I don't know, I think I mixed it for about a minute here. Not very long. Just enough to kind of get everything really nice and incorporated with the base, the foaming butter base. That should do it. And now I'm going to be putting in the preservative, the vitamin E oil, and the coffee essential oil. Now the coffee essential oil I'm using does have a natural color to it. It's actually kind of neat. It smells just like fresh roast coffee. It's awesome. I love it. But you can see that it does tint the color of the foaming base. So you get kind of like a orangey browny kind of color. And by no means, you don't have to put a coffee essential oil, and you don't have to do any fragrance at all if you don't want to. The coffee grounds will have a little bit of a coffee scent already in them as well. So I just put it in because I love the smell of coffee. So this is just kind of a personal preference, I suppose. And there we go. So I mix it for about a minute, and here I'm just going to give it a mix with the spatula just to make sure everything's incorporated really, really well. There was a little bit kind of stuck to the bottom that the stand mixer wasn't being able to grab. So I'm just giving it a quick mix. And now goes in the coffee. And at this point, I did think I kind of maybe messed up the formula because it seemed like way too much coffee for the amount of base that was in there. But As I continue to stir it, you'll kind of see in a minute here that it does eventually all get incorporated into the base. So you can see that the coffee grounds are actually getting mixed in pretty good, better than I was expecting. Because I thought for sure I'd put way too many coffee grounds in, but they are getting mixed in. The base is getting a little bit stiffer than it was before I had the coffee grounds. Before I put the coffee grounds in, it was a little bit fluffier and lighter, and it is a little stiffer, a little harder to mix. But it's still not too bad. It's still pliable. You can see here, like, I can kind of smoosh it with my spatula. So in the end, it did turn out okay. But, you know, if you want to play around with the formula, by all means, feel free. You can put less coffee grounds in if you think that 25% made it too stiff. You know, you could try 15, 20. And here, yes, I forgot to put my gloves back on, but this is just going to be a bottle for personal use only. I'm not selling this batch at all. This was just for me. So I'm just using a basic mason jar as my my jar to fill it up. But you can kind of see in the background, for ones that I will be selling, I'm going to use 8-ounce glass jars. They're kind of in the background there with the black lids. But since I'd never made this before, I wanted to give it a trial run and see if I like it. And I'm gonna show you. I wanted to try it out, so I just get a little bit of water on my hands, give it a good mix. It was quite abrasive, so if you have really sensitive skin, you might find the coffee grounds are a little too abrasive, too rough, but I quite liked it. I found it, once the water was mixed in, they seemed a little bit rougher than like a sugar scrub, but I don't know, I quite liked it. And you can see it starts to kind of bubble and foam. And that would be from the butter base. So you can see there's some bubbles there. But yeah, I quite liked it. I was quite surprised. I wasn't too sure about the consistency and how it would fare, but I'm quite pleased with it. And that is a foaming coffee scrub. I hope you like it. Like I said, feel free to play around with the formula. It's going to be in the description box below. Smells fantastic. If you like coffee, I would say give it a try, see what you think. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!